All right, y'all, so I just attended a lecture by the American Society of Jewelry Historians, and it was all about Lalique, and very well timed for this holiday coming up. The lecturer, Stephanie Walker, is an independent scholar and an expert on Lalique's jewelry. So she took us into bats, bad dreams. I want to add bad decisions in there because Lalique had a few. And damsels in distress, the darker side of René Lalique's jewelry. Now, I'd say that if you're interested in these topics, join organizations like the American Society of Jewelry Historians, who really work to preserve this type of history. And I appreciate them putting this lecture together, which they did, I think, maybe about 7 or 8 years ago, and it was very popular. So I'll show you some screen caps from the lecture. First, I just had to set the mood. The Art Nouveau movement began in the 1880s and lasted until the First World War. René Lalique, a Frenchman, was one of the main, most well-known master jewelers of this era. The movement was heavily influenced by the art of the Far East, and it involved naturalistic and whimsical themes, some of which were considered grotesque by the people of the day. And now we would say, hey, that's pretty cool. One of my favorite themes in Lalique's work is the theme of the demi-monde, the underworld, women as monsters and witches. Now, if you're thinking about Lalique as a glassmaker, that is true. It's something that he excelled at and turned to after some very significant life losses. He just kind of hung up his jewelry shoes, so to speak, and went to design glassware. And this here is a Lalique owl. He did lots of owls in the jewelry. So the aesthetic is still very similar. He was always inspired by the natural world. And by women. I also think that women really scared him. As we should. Just kidding. One of Lalique's signatures in his jewelry and his art glass was the half woman, half something else. The theme of light, ever present. And I love how this book points to some of his jewelry works as well. Here is a gold, glass, and opal pendant. And there are no gems here. We have gold, enamel, rock, crystal, and 2 lovers. There are 2 books that I highly recommend if you want to learn more about the quote-unquote master jewelers, and if you want to get into a little Lalique as well.